The zero-turn mower that set the standard for the industry. Skag. Available now at Hometown Motors Incorporated, 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe. We have professional cyclist and now head coach Joe Lawhorn with us. Joe, it's been quite the ride for you, so to speak, and pun intended there. Talk about what you're doing now. Mountain bike, it's a league, and we've got 2 high schools here in Ohio that are participating. One of them is Unioto.
Yes, that's correct. In 2019, I got involved with the Ohio Mountain Bike League, which is a part of the NICA program, National Interscholar Cycling Association. You know, we were bringing this program to Ohio, which is basically a high school driven or high school targeted cycling program for kids, you know, to help grow the sport and get more kids involved into cycling. When I first got involved, we actually had the first Ohio Mountain Bike League event here in Ross County back in 2019, and it was a what we called the Gravel Lot Fondo, which was a 62-mile ride fundraiser to help cover the costs. And then again, we had a event on Jester Hill last year, which was a fundraiser. We did a 24-hour hill climb up and down Jester Hill to raise money for the league. And then this year is the launch year. And we started launching and basically driving through social media and our website to get teams across Ohio. And, you know, we were lucky enough that Ross County started getting more and more interests and kids coming and parents coming to our website. And you need 6, I believe is the number for like schools. And we saw enough interest at Unioto, and I was, you know, Heather Lawhorn, my wife, and we contacted Matt Thornsberry there at Unioto. And I asked Matt, I'm like, hey, you know, can we bring this program to Unioto and start a team at Unioto High School? And he very graciously, and Unioto's been extremely supportive and let us bring that program to Unioto, which is huge, getting a high school to back it. And that's correct. There are only 2 teams. There's a total of 14 teams in Ohio right now. And Unioto is lucky enough to be the second in the state. And, yeah, it's a high school-driven cycling program. Our ages are actually from 6th grade to seniors in high school, minimum age of 10. I think the maximum age is 19. It's a wonderful opportunity for these kids.
We've talked in the past about the terrain around Ross County and how it's perfect for your training. Not just here in Ross County, but Pike County and other points here in southern Ohio. Kids are starting to ride into the forests now, and that's something that, gosh, I dreamed of doing as a kid, and now they have an opportunity to do it competitively.
Much more than just the competitive edge. And as a coach the other day, I was telling that to the kids, I have no expectations. The program's not about building like elite professional athletes. There are programs out there for this. This is just to make kids fall in love with cycling, to help get kids outside. You know, we live in a virtual world nowadays, and any opportunity to get more kids outside, get more kids active. And yeah, I even told one kid that's really nervous and has anxiety about competing, I said, you know, you don't need to worry about that. If you know, race day comes and you don't feel like you want to race, you don't have to. You know, just come practice, come get with other kids, fall in love with cycling, and, you know, we'll see where it goes from there.
Get us caught up to date on when this all actually begins. I know you've had practices now, but as far as going head-to-head, is that something that will happen during the school year? Is it before school or what?
The first year, this launch year, we are putting on 4 events, and it's going to be every other weekend. It starts at John Bryant, August 28th and 29th. Race number 2 is at Bailey's Trail System in Athens, September 11th to September 12th. Race number 3 is Chestnut Ridge Metro Park at September 25th, September 26th. And then race number 4 is Camp Tuscarora up north in Dover, Ohio, October 9th and 10th. So we only have 4 events on the schedule this year, but it's the launch year. And like I said, it's really difficult coming out of COVID because not only it is these programs and getting permits and stuff a challenge. Past 18 months, cycling and racing in Ohio has kind of been on hold, and everyone's trying to pack 18 months of cycling and races and events into like a 6-month window. And it's hard to find holes to have races. And
yeah. But this will grow. There's no question there.
It's had a lot of success. I was talking to a friend of mine in New Jersey, and it's just blown up. The overall wish for myself is to see every school in Ross County have one, which is definitely feasible. But we'll see where this goes. Yeah. It should take off.
Well, you start with one, and then everyone else gets a chance to see what it's all about, and then they'll start jumping on board.
Oh, yeah. And my daughter has been racing for years now, probably 6 or 7 years. And there are junior programs out there that are like development programs to get these kids to be like my level. And those are wonderful, but there's no in between. Like, you know, it's a very intimidating sport when you come to a start line and you see these kids on $4,000 bikes and all kitted up, and you know, some of these kids have department store bikes, which are perfectly fine, and you know, they're wearing normal gym shorts or windbreaker shorts, and then you have this kid that looks like a, you know, going to be the next Lance Armstrong, and this is the middle ground there, where every kid's welcome. There's no tryouts. No one gets benched. And you know, I've been blessed in my career. I have a lot of connections, and what's great is a lot of my sponsors are backing this. And Kenda Tires, you know, we'll be able to get these kids the best tires that we can. Rudy Project, the people that make my helmets and sunglasses have stepped up. Mark Cycling, which makes different important accessories like pedals and cleats, and so it's great to see the community and the industry come into this and support these kids too,
because they know the importance of it as well. You know, their future depends upon these kids too.
Oh yeah. I mean, they grow these kids. You know, you take 10 kids. Well, think of how much cycling equipment they're going to buy in their life, and they'll remember who was there and who wasn't.
Yeah. How are things going with your professional schedule right now? Because when we last talked, you were tooling around, getting ready for another ride across America. Is that going to happen?
Yeah. We're looking at Race Across America in 2024. You know, we have the little guy, and it's hard for me to take off for 3 weeks to do that kind of race, especially when my wife is the breadwinner, and you know, I'm just like the stay-at-home trophy husband, and so that takes a lot of time, and because she would have to take off work right now for that long to take care of him, and that leaves him with like our in-laws or something, which is fine, but not that long, not at this age. But yeah, we've, since the last time I talked, broken 3 world records through the World Ultra Cycling Association. Actually 4, I take that back, the velodrome stunt that I did last year. Mm-hmm. And I'm gearing up for Fuji Bicycles is having me out to Philadelphia. There is a velodrome, they're going to have me do a 24-hour record attempt out there. And we're going to be raising money for the Philadelphia Cycling Coalition. So it's, you I'm really excited about that. And then that gears me up. We're heading out to California in October 3rd, I believe, for another world championship race, a 24-hour world championship time trial, and I'm going to attempt to break the course record out there again that I set in 2017. So, yeah, professionally, my professional career is going wonderful.
People often wonder how it is you're able to ride these bikes on this high-banked track that goes around and manage to ride so slowly and then pick up the pace.
Well, when I did the 24-hour Cleveland Velodrome, that track is very scary. It is only 166 meters, which is like the smallest velodrome they make, and the banks are at 52% grade. You have a minimum. That track actually has a minimum speed of 20 miles an hour. And when you go into that corner, it's scary, but, gravity holds you. I was really glad to hear when Fuji asked me to come out to Philadelphia, the T-Town Velodrome, or Preferred Valley Cycling Center is what they call it, nicknamed T-Town. It is actually 330 meters, so it's going to be twice as long, and the banks are actually at only 25% grade. So that one, there's no minimum speed, and it'll be much easier on my body, because something that we didn't expect on the velodrome, riding a bike 24 hours. I've done that so many times, and
not at angles.
At Cleveland, I didn't realize that every 6 to 8 seconds I was hitting, because that's how it took me to get from corner to corner. I was hitting almost a half G.
Yeah.
And I came off that track. It's a wooden track, and it's right on the lake, and we didn't realize that the dew was going to be coming in off of Lake Erie. At about 3 o'clock in the morning, I went into corner 3, and the laminated wood got slick from the dew, and I went from the red line all the way down into the apron, the bottom of the track, and they had to pull me for safety issues because my tires, it's wet laminated wood. I couldn't hold. So we only rode a total of 17 hours, and I was able to get 350 miles. We were trying to get 500 miles, but that after a wet track, we couldn't do it. Yeah. But yeah, when I came off the track, my shoulders were black and blue, just my right side. My right hip was black and blue, and I have an engineer friend who did the math. But yeah, it was every 7 to 8 seconds I was hitting half a G-force. And
because you need that to keep you up against that track.
Oh, yeah.
From the red line to the apron, about how far of a drop is that?
Oh, it was about 4 feet.
Yeah.
And you're talking about a fixed gear bicycle, so there's no coasting, there's no gears. And so my legs were going as I was sliding down, and if you watch the video, you can actually see me slide, and we don't know how I was lucky not to go down, but I was able to keep it upright.
Yeah. That, along with riding 17 hours straight, that's quite a challenge in its own right. If people want to find out more about the high school event, the aged group there for the kids, well, is there a place they can go to check out? OhioMTB.org is our website.
More than welcome to check us out there. We also have social media on Instagram, which is just the Ohio Mountain Bike League, and on Facebook, the Unioto Shermans Mountain Bike Club. More than welcome to go there. You can contact my wife, who is the team director, or you can contact me directly. And then, of course, I'll be pushing it on my social media outlets, too.
Well, we appreciate you making time for us to talk about this so we can help try and spread the word about it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Any kind of publicity and spreading the word of the Mountain Bike League and the Unioto Mountain Bike Team, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure thing. Joe Lawhorn.